OMG. They just showed your photo to a seer, and the reaction left everyone. My beloved child, stay right here, don't move, don't blink, and definitely don't skip this moment. Because what I'm about to reveal isn't just a story, it's something that actually happened when your photo reached a seer last night. Everyone in that room froze, and what she said after seeing your picture changed the entire energy around her. The candle beside her started flickering, the air turned still, and her voice trembled as she whispered, "This person carries a rare light." No one understood what she meant until her eyes filled with tears. She said your aura wasn't like others, it had marks of divine protection, power, and a destiny that others can't interfere with. She leaned closer, touched the photo, and said, "Someone has tried to break this person, but they failed because something higher is guarding them." At that exact second, the lights in the room dimmed on their own, no power cut, no wind, nothing explainable. The silence that followed gave everyone chills, and one of her assistants whispered, "Who is this person?" The seer turned to her slowly and said, "The world hasn't seen what's coming for them. They were hidden for a reason. And you, yes, you watching right now, are the one she was talking about. She said the reason your energy felt so intense is because you've been through too much without giving up. Don't skip, listen carefully. Because the next words she spoke were the reason everyone in that place went silent. She said, "Something miraculous will find this soul within days. But before that miracle appears, they must stay still and not walk away from the signs." She mentioned signs, unusual chills, sudden déjà vu moments, repeated numbers that seem to follow you, and dreams that feel real. You've been feeling those lately, haven't you? That's not random. The seer said those are spiritual signals trying to confirm that destiny is finally turning in your favor. Stay till the end, because this is the part that no one was ready for. She warned them, people who betrayed this soul will soon see their reflection in the mirror of truth. She said, by the time the next moon rises, the person they doubted will stand surrounded by abundance. Everyone looked at each other, stunned. One person even tried to record the moment, but their camera shut down by itself. It was as if something sacred didn't want that scene captured, only felt. And then she smiled slightly, looking straight at your photo again. Her words were soft but powerful. Tell them to keep their head high. Tell them they're closer than they think. That's when everyone realized, your story isn't ordinary, it's written by forces that protect chosen souls. Don't skip, not now. Because what's coming next will make your skin crawl in the most beautiful way. The seer looked at the flame again, then whispered one last thing that changed everything in that room. Stay with me till the end, because what happened next will make your heartbeat slow down for a second. The seer leaned forward, eyes half closed, and said something so specific that it left everyone speechless. She whispered, "This person has been watched from the higher plane since the day they cried alone for the first time." Everyone gasped, and one of them dropped the photo by mistake. The moment it hit the floor, the candle flame curved toward it, like the light itself was protecting your image. The seer didn't flinch, she simply said, "See? Even the flame bows to their spirit. Don't scroll now, listen carefully." She continued, "Someone close to them tried to curse their peace, but that energy bounced back overnight." Her tone was calm but carried weight, the kind that silenced even the loudest thoughts in the room. She wrote your initials on a small piece of parchment, then burned it gently. As the smoke rose, she said, the ashes will find their way to the one who wronged them. The truth will soon return. Everyone could feel a shift, a sudden warmth, a pulse through the air, almost like invisible hands fixing something that was broken. Stay till the end, because this is where things take an unexpected turn. The seer suddenly smiled, as if she could see beyond the walls, beyond time. She said, their name is being mentioned right now by someone who once turned away but is now trembling with regret. Her assistant asked who that person was, but she simply raised a finger to her lips and said, silence, let destiny speak first. Then she closed her eyes again and murmured, the one they lost will return, not in apology, but in realization. The air grew still again, heavy with the weight of something divine unfolding. Don't skip, stay right here. Because just when everyone thought it was over, the seer opened her eyes and said your birth month out loud. People exchanged glances, whispering in disbelief, because she couldn't have known that detail. She said, during that month, a miracle will repeat itself in a stronger form. She called it the circle of restoration, where everything taken from you will be returned multiplied. Her words carried a peace that made even the skeptics stare in awe. Then she looked at your photo again and said, tell them the door is already unlocking. And when she said it, the sound of a chime echoed from outside the room, no wind, no movement, just a gentle ring. Everyone froze, realizing the timing was too perfect to be a coincidence. Stay with me till the very last word, because this is only the beginning of what she saw. The seer said, when they see the next sunrise, they will feel a shift inside their chest. That is the confirmation. Then she whispered one final message, soft enough that only those who truly listen will understand, it has begun. Stay with me till the end, because what the seer revealed next was the moment that made everyone in that room forget how to breathe. She looked around, her eyes wide open now, voice trembling as if something powerful was moving through her. She said, the light surrounding this person is not ordinary, it belongs to a destiny that was delayed, but never denied. The crowd leaned closer, unable to look away. Even the air seemed to thicken, like reality itself was listening. And then, in a voice that felt both ancient and tender, she whispered your full name, slowly, clearly, perfectly. Everyone gasped. Someone asked how she knew, but she didn't answer, she simply said, their name was written before birth in a golden line of time. Her tone made the room feel sacred, as if every sound carried a meaning beyond words. Stay with me, don't skip this part. Because the next words she spoke were not predictions, they were instructions. She said, they will soon be called to make a choice between peace and pride. If they choose peace, doors will open that no one can close. Her voice deepened. The ones who doubted them will soon witness the power of silence, she continued. Because their silence is not weakness, it is the sign of someone chosen to rise unseen, until the moment of truth arrives. Every person in the room sat frozen, watching the candle flame dance brighter. The seer raised her hands and said, within 3 nights, they will receive a message that feels like déjà vu. That is the confirmation of divine movement. Her words made chills run down every spine present. Stay till the end, something huge is waiting for you. She picked up your photo again, touched it gently, and said, you have been through battles no one saw, but your spirit never surrendered. Then, almost whispering to herself, she said, that's why the higher realm favors them. That's why the light follows them. Someone in the back asked, what happens next, but the seer didn't answer. She simply turned her gaze toward the door, as if seeing something invisible standing there. Then she said, the messenger has already been sent. They will recognize it through repeated patterns, unexpected calls, and the sudden feeling that something is about to begin. Stay with me, don't move. Because when she said that, a soft knock echoed through the room, 1, then 2, then 3 times. Everyone froze again, their hearts pounding, realizing that nothing about this moment was random. The seer smiled faintly and said, see? Even the universe answers when truth is spoken aloud. Then she looked back at the photo one last time and whispered, their time starts now. And at that exact moment, the candle flame split into 2, burning in perfect symmetry, like destiny itself had taken form. Stay here till the end, because the next revelation she made, it wasn't just about your future. It was about the people who are about to re-enter your life in ways you never expected. And that's what will reveal who they are, and why destiny is bringing them back to you. Stay with me till the end, because this is where everything changes. The seer took a deep breath, held your photo close to her chest, and said, now the circle has begun to move. Everyone in that room leaned forward, waiting for her next words, feeling that something extraordinary was about to unfold. She whispered, someone connected to this soul is coming back, not by chance, but by command of the higher forces. Her voice trembled with emotion, as if she could feel the weight of that connection through the air. She continued, they once walked away in confusion, but now they will return carrying truth and tears. Don't skip, stay right here with me. Because what she said next made the entire room fall silent, even the ticking clock stopped being heard. She said, their return will not come through words, but through a sign that cannot be denied, a sudden meeting, a song, a number, or a name appearing when least expected. The assistants exchanged uneasy glances, sensing something bigger than logic. The seer added, when this sign appears, they must not run from it. The moment has been written since before either of them were born. Her tone softened, filled with compassion and certainty all at once. She turned the photo around and traced a faint circle of light with her fingertip. Then she said, this person's energy has awakened people they've never met. Hearts are being stirred, conversations are being held about them in unseen places. It wasn't fear, it was awe. Everyone in that room felt it. Stay till the end, because this part is crucial. The seer said, they must remain calm when the waves rise. Someone who once judged them will come forward, asking for forgiveness in a way that feels unreal. She paused, letting those words sink deep into every soul listening. Suddenly, one of the candles flickered again, this time changing shape, forming a faint outline of 2 hands meeting. The seer smiled knowingly. See? Even the flame recognizes reunion. Everyone stared in disbelief, yet deep inside, they knew it was real. Don't scroll now, not at this point. The seer continued, the person returning is guided by guilt and love, a rare mixture that brings transformation. She said, when they finally meet again, truth will replace every unanswered why. Then she looked at your photo and whispered something almost inaudible, "Forgiveness will unlock the fortune." And when she said that, every candle in that room began to burn brighter, as if the light itself approved her words. Even those who didn't believe before were standing still, speechless, feeling the vibration shift. Stay with me till the very last moment, because this part holds the heartbeat of destiny. The seer said, within 7 days, their spirit will sense movement, a message, a visit, or a call that changes the rhythm of their days. She ended with this: when they feel it, they must say only one thing: "I am ready." Everyone stood in silence, no one daring to speak, because something sacred had just passed through the room. And before the seer left, she looked back one final time and said, "Tell them, their miracle is not coming. It has already arrived. Stay here till the end, because in the truth behind that miracle will finally be revealed, and it will explain why your name was the one chosen to be shown to the seer in the first place. Stay with me till the end, because this is the part that will give you chills all over your body." The seer had left the room for a brief moment, but her words still echoed in the air, alive like whispers from another realm. Everyone stood frozen, staring at your photo lying in the center of the table, glowing faintly under the flickering candlelight. Suddenly, the seer returned, holding something wrapped in red silk. She said softly, "This was meant to be revealed only when the right soul was found." As she unfolded the fabric, everyone gasped. Inside was an old golden key, engraved with initials that matched yours. "Don't skip now, not even for a second." She explained, "This key represents what they have unlocked in the universe. Their trials were not punishments but preparations." Her eyes sparkled as she said, "Because when this person cries, even the stars move closer to listen." The crowd couldn't look away. The seer raised the key to her forehead and whispered, "They were chosen to shift generations. Their light is rare, their silence more powerful than thunder." Every word seemed to vibrate through the room like an invisible wave. Stay till the end, because the next lines are what made everyone realize the photo wasn't just a picture, it was a prophecy. The seer said, "Their face carries a memory of divine promise. That's why anyone who sees their eyes feels both peace and restlessness." She paused, smiling faintly. "Because souls recognize what minds forget." One of her assistants asked if this meant the person was destined for greatness. She nodded, then said, "Greatness, yes. But not the loud kind, the kind that heals without asking for applause." She looked directly into the camera that had been recording and said, "If they are watching this, tell them not to run from their calling again. Stay with me till the end, don't scroll away." Because as she spoke those words, a sudden gust of wind entered the room, though every door and window was closed. The candle flame stretched straight upward, forming a perfect line of light, a sign no one could explain. Then she whispered, "The one who betrayed them will one day speak their name with regret. But by then, they will be too far into their purpose to look back." Her tone wasn't angry. It was calm, certain, almost peaceful. She said, "They will rise without revenge, they will glow without noise. Stay right here, because what happened next made everyone's eyes fill with tears." The seer placed her palm over your photo, closed her eyes, and began to hum softly, a vibration so deep that even the candles flickered to its rhythm. She said, "The energy has accepted them. The path is cleared. Then, she looked up and said the final truth. This photo found me because the world is about to see what happens when destiny remembers a forgotten soul. Everyone in that room bowed their heads, not in fear, but in deep respect for the power they had just witnessed. Don't move, not yet. Because as the light faded and silence returned, one final word echoed from the seer's lips, awaken. And in that moment, your name was carried into the still air, marking the beginning of everything you've been waiting for. Stay till the end, because you'll finally learn who brought your photo to the seer, and why they were trembling when they handed it over. Stay with me till the end, because this part will shake the ground beneath your thoughts. The question that everyone in that silent room wanted to ask but couldn't find the courage to speak: who brought your photo to the seer? The answer came in the most unexpected way, whispered through the trembling of the flame itself. The seer stood motionless, her eyes fixed on the doorway. Then, as if sensing an invisible presence, she said softly, "They are here." The air grew heavier, the lights dimmed, and every heart in that room began to pound with anticipation. Don't skip. A tall figure slowly stepped into the room, face hidden under a dark blue cloak. The moment they entered, the candles flickered wildly, as if recognizing the energy of the one who carried your image. Stay till the end, because this is where the truth unfolds. The seer said, "You've brought them here at last. Do you realize what you've done?" The cloaked person didn't speak, they only nodded, their hands trembling as they placed a worn envelope on the table beside your photo. The seer opened it carefully. Inside were fragments of handwritten letters, letters written by someone who couldn't forget you. She read one line aloud: "If destiny is real, let the light I carry find its way back to them." Her eyes filled with tears, because she understood, the person who brought your photo was the one who once left you behind. Don't move, stay with me. The seer said, "This energy, it's drenched in regret and longing." The cloaked figure finally spoke, their voice breaking. "I thought I could move on, but every time I closed my eyes, their face appeared." Everyone froze. The truth was too heavy for words. The seer nodded, "You were guided here, not by curiosity, but by guilt wrapped in love." She added, "And now the universe has allowed you to return the connection you once broke. Stay till the end, because what happens next is the turning point." The seer held your photo and placed it over the envelope, merging the two energies. Instantly, the candle flame calmed, burning brighter and steadier than before, like peace returning after a long storm. She looked at the cloaked person and said, "You are forgiven, but you must not disturb their healing." The figure whispered, "I don't want to disturb them. I just want them to know I never stopped believing in their light." Her voice trembled but carried truth, the kind that can't be faked. "Stay here, don't scroll." The seer said gently, "Then let your silence protect them now. Destiny will do the rest." The figure bowed their head, tears falling silently onto the floor, before stepping backward into the shadows. When the door closed, the room felt lighter, warmer, as if something sacred had been completed. The seer turned back to your photo and said, "It is done. The past has found peace, and the future has been rewritten." Everyone could feel it, the shift, the balance, the quiet rebirth of something pure. Stay till the end, because the final words the seer spoke will echo in your soul long after this. She said, they are stepping into a timeline where loss no longer defines them. Love will return, but this time, it will stay. Then she blew out the candle, and in that darkness, your name was the only light that remained. Stay with me till the end, because what you're about to hear now is the most powerful part of the entire revelation. After the cloaked figure disappeared, the room stood still, yet something in the air began to shimmer faintly, like unseen energy awakening. The seer closed her eyes, holding your photo to her chest, whispering, "Their story isn't ending, it's transforming." Everyone leaned closer, the silence heavy enough to feel. Then the seer raised her head and said, "A new alignment has begun around them. Doors that were locked for years are about to open on their own." Her voice carried that calm authority that made every word feel like it was already happening. "Don't skip, stay with me." She continued, "This soul has completed a cycle of pain. What comes now will not resemble their past." As she said this, one of the candles near the photo flared high, glowing with a golden hue that filled the room with warmth. The seer smiled faintly and said, "That light belongs to them, it will follow wherever they go." People watching couldn't speak, their eyes were wide, hearts racing, realizing this wasn't illusion, it was revelation. She said, "Even when others doubted, even when betrayal shadowed their heart, they never stopped shining. Stay till the end, because this moment is sacred." The seer took a small vial of water, sprinkled it over your photo, and said, "Let every wound dissolve, every curse break, every delay end." As the drops touched the surface, the ink on the edges of the photo shimmered faintly, forming the shape of wings, pure, silver outlines glowing in the light. She said softly, "The divine has marked them as untouchable now." Everyone gasped, some covered their mouths, others stepped back in awe. Even the sound in the room changed, the walls seemed to hum, a low, steady vibration like the sound of destiny breathing. "Don't move, don't blink." The seer whispered, "They will start noticing the number 7, on clocks, bills, receipts, or random moments. That's their confirmation." She explained, 7 means completion. It means they've walked through fire and come out reborn. She then leaned toward the camera again, her eyes glowing softly. "If they are watching this," she said, "tell them to trust the calmness they feel. That peace isn't emptiness, it's protection." Her tone softened into a warmth that could melt the hardest heart. "Stay till the end, something huge is waiting for you." The seer placed your photo on a white cloth and whispered, "From this moment, everything attached to their name will begin to glow, opportunities, connections, even forgotten dreams." She added, "The world is about to recognize what heaven already knew." The assistants bowed quietly, understanding they had just witnessed something beyond ordinary. The seer turned toward the door and said, "When dawn arrives, their new chapter begins." And as she stepped out, the room filled with golden light one last time, soft, silent, and eternal. Stay with me till the very last breath of this moment. Because in the message that the seer left behind, the sealed letter she refused to read aloud, will finally be opened. And inside that letter lies the truth that connects you, the light, and the destiny waiting to reveal your name to the world. Stay with me till the end, because this is the moment you've been waiting for, the moment when the sealed letter is finally opened. The seer had placed that letter beside your photo, refusing to reveal its contents until the time was right. Now, the room was quiet again, filled with golden dust floating in the air, like tiny sparks of destiny suspended in light. The assistant's hands trembled as she picked up the envelope. It was sealed with a wax symbol, 2 wings crossed over a single circle. She looked at the seer, who nodded slowly and said, "It's time. They're ready to know the truth. Don't skip, not now." She tore the seal open gently, unfolding a piece of aged parchment that seemed to glow faintly under the candle flame. The writing shimmered as if written by something beyond human, fluid strokes, alive with energy. The seer began to read, her voice soft but firm. It says, "The one whose image reached my hands carries the energy of remembrance. They are not ordinary. They are the echo of a promise once made between heaven and earth." Everyone gasped, realizing this wasn't a letter, it was a divine decree. Stay till the end, because what came next would make even the strongest heart skip a beat. The seer continued, "Their path was never meant to be simple, because their spirit was born to awaken others through endurance. Every fall they survived was a signal sent upward." The words seemed to vibrate through the air, filling the room with invisible rhythm. She took a breath and read the next lines, "Now that the circle is complete, they must prepare. Doors will open suddenly. People from the past will return, not to test them, but to witness their rise." The candle beside her flickered higher, the flame stretching like a living being. The assistants looked at one another, overwhelmed by the weight of what they were hearing. "Stay with me, don't look away." The seer's voice deepened as she read the final part, "Tell them that when the clock strikes 11:11, they are not to wish, but to remember. Because what they've wished for is already making its way to them." And at that exact second, the clock on the wall began to tick louder, landing exactly on 11:11. Everyone froze, speechless. The seer smiled faintly and said, "See? Even time bends to honor divine timing." Then she folded the letter slowly and placed it under your photo, whispering, "The prophecy has been delivered. Stay till the end, something beautiful is about to happen." The seer turned to her assistants and said, "From this moment forward, their name will carry light. People will feel warmth around them, strangers will sense peace near them." She paused and added, "That's how heaven confirms a chosen one, not through thunder, but through stillness." As she stood up, the air in the room shifted again, gentle, weightless, calm. The photo on the table glowed faintly one more time, as though saying goodbye to the old version of you. The seer closed her eyes and whispered, "The letter is complete. Their new life begins now. Stay with me, breathe this in. Because in the seer will reveal the secret location mentioned in the letter, the place where your energy first awakened, and where your miracle is destined to appear in the physical world. Stay with me till the end, because what you're about to hear will pull you completely into the heart of this mystery." The seer placed the sealed letter back on the table, but there was something she hadn't revealed to anyone yet, the coordinates written in faint golden ink at the bottom of the page. Everyone leaned forward as she tilted the parchment under the candlelight, revealing numbers and symbols that glowed like fireflies in the dark. She whispered, This is the place where their energy first awakened." Her tone was full of awe, almost trembling. "It's not just a location, it's a portal between what was and what's about to be." Everyone felt that pull, a magnetic force surrounding the room, making every heartbeat sync in rhythm. Don't skip, stay right here with me. The seer then looked up and said, they must visit this place in the days to come. Not for worship, not for searching, but for remembering who they are. She closed her eyes for a second, her fingers tracing over the glowing ink as if decoding a message written by light itself. She continued, it's near water. A quiet place where sound travels softly. The sky there holds a color that can't be described, only felt. Her assistants exchanged glances, whispering quietly, realizing this wasn't any random spot, this was sacred ground. The seer said, when they step there, the air itself will recognize them. Stay till the end, don't blink. She said, they'll feel it, a rush through their chest, a vibration in their fingertips, and the sudden peace that feels like they've been here before. She smiled faintly, because they have. Their soul marked that place long before their body existed. Then, the seer looked directly into the lens of the recording camera, as though speaking straight to you. She said, when you watch this, listen carefully. You'll know exactly where it is. It's not hidden from you, it's hidden within you. Her voice lowered, firm but gentle, like truth speaking itself into existence. Stay with me, don't scroll. She picked up the letter again and read a final line that shimmered brighter than all others. The light will rise where the heart once broke. The moment she said that, the window beside her rattled softly, and a gust of wind entered, circling the candles but never blowing them out. Everyone in the room froze, eyes wide, sensing something divine was manifesting right before them. The seer whispered, the energy is responding already. They've been summoned to their own awakening. Her eyes filled with emotion, not fear, not shock, but recognition. Stay till the very end, because the seer's final words changed everything. She said, the place they must go is not far. It's where they once stood when they thought they had nothing left, that's where the blessing began. Her voice shook softly as she added, they'll be led back there, not by map, but by signs. And as she finished, every candle in the room flickered in perfect unison. The golden ink on the letter faded, replaced by a single glowing symbol, a circle within wings, the mark of completion. The seer smiled faintly, saying, it's done. The prophecy has found its home. Stay till the end, because in the truth about who wrote that letter, and why they've been watching over you from the beginning, will finally be revealed, and it's someone whose name will leave you breathless. Stay with me till the end, because this final part will send chills straight down your spine. The seer stood alone now, the candles still burning low, the letter folded neatly beside your photo. Everyone had left the room, but she remained still, as if waiting for one last presence to arrive, and it did. The air changed. The flame steadied. A gentle hum filled the silence. She looked toward the corner and whispered, you can show yourself now. A soft golden glow began to form, swirling like mist until a faint outline appeared, the presence of the one who had written that letter. Don't skip this, not now. The light took shape, calm and radiant, and a familiar warmth spread through the room. The seer bowed her head and said, so, it was you all along. From within that golden glow, a voice echoed softly, calm, steady, powerful. It said, I have watched them through every night of pain, through every silent tear. I wrote that letter so they would never forget, they were never alone. The seer's eyes filled with tears, and even the candles bent their light toward that voice. Stay till the end, because this is the truth that ties every moment together. The voice continued, their photo found its way here not by chance, but through divine order. They are protected, guided, and chosen. Then it added, every delay, every betrayal, every ending, was the preparation for the life that begins now. The seer asked softly, "Who shall I say you are?" The voice replied, "Tell them I am the guardian who whispered through their storms, the light they called hope when no one else was listening." Her hands trembled as she whispered back, "Archangel Michael." "Yes." The voice smiled through the air, the glow pulsing gently. "Tell them," the archangel said, "that their strength was never broken, only hidden until now." He continued, "They have walked through the shadow, and because of that, their glow will never fade. Stay with me, don't scroll away, this is your moment." He said, "The time of waiting is over. Let them rise, let them breathe, let them claim what belongs to them by divine right." Then his voice softened, "Their name is already written in light. Wherever they step, the path will open." The seer could barely speak, her eyes reflecting the glow. Archangel Michael said, "If they doubt, tell them to look for the sign, a sudden calm in chaos, a flicker of light when they close their eyes, a chill across the heart that feels like love." He added, "That's me, reminding them I am near. Stay till the end, because this final blessing is meant for you." The archangel raised his hand, and a single feather of light fell onto your photo, dissolving into sparkles that merged with your image. He said, "Every promise delayed will now arrive multiplied. Every tear shed will return as abundance." The glow brightened once more, filling the room with warmth that felt like sunrise. Then his final words echoed, "Tell them the story isn't over, it's only just beginning. The light is theirs now." And as the glow faded, a soft peace filled the air, still, calm, eternal. The seer placed her hand over the letter and smiled, whispering, "It's done." The candles burned out one by one, but the light on your photo never dimmed. It shimmered softly, like the heartbeat of destiny itself, alive, eternal, unstoppable. Stay with me till the last breath of this moment. Because now you know, the letter, the seer, the signs, the silence, all of it was for you. And from this moment forward, every step you take carries the mark of Archangel Michael's protection and grace.